One of the most important keywords for Capricorn is industry, drive and ambition. And as you can see here, as the month of May commences, you still have this very, very intense combination of Mars, Pluto, Saturn. We know about the Saturn and Pluto combination. These are long-standing transits you've had for a while, and Mars has simply acted to accentuate and trigger whatever's going on here. And this can be very willful, it can be almost obsessive, ambitious drive, an inability to let go. By the way, I'm Dadhichi, for those of you that are new. I'm from astrology.com that I use. Thanks for joining me. A brief look at your horoscope for the month of May. But I think we need to address this, and you see here there are some very challenging aspects that are going to continue. Let's animate this for you so you can see what's going on. You start the month also with a near full moon, just coming out of a full moon in the 11th house of lifelong desires. And so we see again around the 5th, when the moon enters into this traffic jam, celestial traffic jam to me. Here, Saturn, Pluto, Mars, having moon is going to trigger this stuff again. And because the complexity of it is made even more difficult by the Mercury-Uranus in the domestic aspect of your chart here. So your drives here are thwarted somewhat by what's happening domestically. But I also get a sense here, Capricorn, that what you're driven to do right now is not sitting well with you within yourself. Yeah, because this area of the horoscope has to do with your domestic experience, your, what your true inner desire is. All of this stuff is what the superficial conditioning tells us. So there's a challenge here for you. You know what you want to do here at this part of your life. But this here is what you're habituated to, what you've been doing because, well, that's what I do. It's not easy here, and we see when the moon passes here around the 6th, 7th, here again, moon moves into the finance sector. But I want you to look around the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, the big changes are going to take place here. The first one is this one here, Uranus moving out of this area of domestic instability. That's what that's caused. Mercury here also can be somewhat harrowing. The moon and Neptune show, with the trine aspect to Jupiter in the 11th house, a bit more ease in achieving what you want, support from friends, nice easy communications with those you love, including your siblings. But Venus, Sun, Uranus and Mars, these are the big transit shifters this month. Have a look here. Bang, this one here is important around the 13th. And the 15th is also significant. There we see Mercury moving into the 5th house, moon into the 5th house, and the new moon on the 15th, just about there. I'm going to just edge that forward like that. On that same day, if it would work for me. There, we can snapshot that and talk a little bit about mid-month for you, which we see as a significant challenge. Yeah. The 5th house is your love affairs, it's your creativity, it's your children. Being challenged somewhat here, Mercury, Uranus, I'll get it right. This is a very angry aspect, very challenging. The communication is stifled. It's stifled, but that gives rise to explosive sort of tendencies, especially with this combination of Uranus. Trouble with children is sometimes seen. I mentioned to a couple of the other star signs where the month commences with these combinations in the 5th house relating to somewhat your speculative, investment orientated activities. Being Capricorn, you're interested in your security. Be careful with all of this. You need to wait till some of these more personal planets are not being influenced heavily by these dramatic outer planets like Uranus. Mars moves again to your second house. That accentuates what I'm saying. Mars is not at all a friendly planet for you. And having the square aspect from the finance sector to the speculative sector can mean a great deal of impulse that can create losses and difficulties with investors or people you're investing in. Venus moves to the 7th house. That's better around the 20th, 21st. This is the 7th house, which is your partnerships of any sort, relationships, love relationships, business partnerships. This is your, well, one of your best, it is the best planet for Capricorn, along with your ruling planet. It's a little softer than Saturn, your ruler. And moving through this 7th house of your horoscope is a very, very good testimony of lucky connections. You should wait till after that if you want to do anything here in the speculative area. That's a time when you're going to see better results. And on a personal note, this is very lovely for your interactions with the ones you love. The Sun in the 6th house is good for your workplace activities. It makes you strong, it makes you competitive, and it gives you the winning edge in those areas. On the very last day of the month, we see the transit of the moon into Sagittarius, and that is then a final full moon, which is a distinct contrast to everything else I've been talking about. The 12th house here, where the full moon takes place, has to do with your spiritual activities, and it gives you the opportunity to rest, retire a little bit from some of the activities that you're beating your head against the wall for, and just giving yourself a little bit of me time to round off the month of May 2018. Please subscribe, please join me next month, and please visit astrology.com.au, where we can give you lots more information on this month, the next month, and the whole year for that matter, if you wish. And please join me again here for your June reading. Bye-bye.